Hello again, friends. We have arrived together at day 7, the final day of prayer week, and we've been studying the prayer life of Jesus as laid out by James Stewart. And we're continuing to look at factors in prayer, and the last two factors we're going to look at are petition and intercession. Here's what Stewart says. Another element in Jesus' prayers was petition, presenting requests to God. He points out that a lot of Christians who are mature feel like they've outgrown making those petitionary prayers. But Stewart makes this point that Jesus never outgrew that Jesus invites us to come to the Father and make our requests known to Him. And indeed, Jesus did that Himself. He says this, the tendency to disparage petitionary prayers argues chiefly a lack of faith. Down at its roots, there is lurking the thought that God is not fully at liberty, but is in some sense bound, in some degree a prisoner in His own universe. And what Christ would have us realize is that God is alive and God is free, and that therefore true faith will always do as Jesus Himself did and carry its requests straight to the throne. So that should encourage you to be bold in your prayers and to come boldly to the throne of grace, to ask for His grace and His mercy and help in time of need. And the other factor in prayer that Stewart lists is intercession, standing in the gap. And Jesus has called us to that priestly ministry to stand in the gap and intercede for others. Stewart lists several examples of Jesus interceding for people during His ministry, but one that stood out to me was about Peter, where Jesus said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And Stewart points out that we cannot but feel that it must have meant something mighty to Peter to know that the everlasting arms of that intercession were underneath him, bearing him up. And to every disciple, that same priestly ministry of intercession has under Jesus been committed. And today, as our final group of prayer points reflects, we are interceding for governments, for our nation, and for Israel. We're praying for our governments on every level, federal, state, and local. We're praying for world leaders, that God would have His way in the earth. And we're praying for the nation of Israel and the Jewish people. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem, the Scripture tells us. We're also lifting up our missions in Israel and North and East Africa. I hope this study has been an encouraging one for you as we've looked at the prayer life of Jesus. I want to conclude with the end of James Stewart's chapter as he references John Bunyan's The Pilgrim's Progress. He says, when Bunyan's pilgrims were passing through the enchanted ground, they saw a man upon his knees, with hands and eyes lifted up, and speaking, as they thought, earnestly to one that was above. They drew nigh, but could not tell what he said, so they went softly till he had done. When he had done, he got up and began to run towards the celestial city. And Stewart points out that it's those who, like this man, Mr. Standfast, who remain upon their knees with their eyes looking upward, speaking earnestly to heaven, they are able to run victoriously where others only stumble. So may the Lord lead us in victory as we continue to seek His face and follow the example of Jesus in prayer. God bless you.